Welcome back to a new episode of LepakLAH. Hari ni kita tengah lepak dekat kedai baru Pestle Mortar. Alright, bit of history about Pestle Mortar. Kalau korang tak tahu, Pestle Mortar adalah one of the longest and oldest streetwear brand kat dalam Malaysia lah. Established in 2010, so dah 13 tahun. And diorang famous for graphic tee dulu. Kalau orang-orang yang tua sikit, korang tahu ada nasi lemak punya tee, graphic tee kan. So we are now kat store diorang terbaru, flagship store dekat APW Bangsar. Alright, and kita akan masuk dalam lepak dengan Hugh, the founder of Pestle Mortar, and tanya dia pasal brand, pasal kedai ni, pasal brand baru dia. Alright, let's go. Alright, hari ni kita dengan founder Pestle Mortar, Hugh Koh. And we're gonna ask him a few questions about the store, alright? So, first question, why APW? When did this idea came out to start the store here?
Yeah, so I think first up, in terms of the idea, we started talking, I think because we closed PMC Bangsar. We had the Bangsar store in Talawi, and that closed easily, I think, don't quote me on this, but about 3-4 years ago at least. I think Bangsar for us has always been, you know, we grew up around the area. We also like the vibe of like different restaurants, and just the overall vibe. So we kind of knew like, okay, you know, we wanted to be back in Bangsar. I think about 2 years ago, you know, because we were also focusing mostly online. But we realized that there was something missing, you know, within the brand. A lot of it is community, and the good old days of PMC has always been about doing a lot of events, getting people together, doing parties. But we didn't have the space, so half the time was like having to rent different spaces whenever we were doing, you know, launches and whatnot. So I think that was the reason why we said, okay, you know, definitely wanted a store. I think APW holds many different memories. One of our, I think our second smashing weekend, even before APW was developed, we hosted it in one of the warehouses. I think second of all, I really like in terms of the curation of what they have done with the space. Their different F&Bs, it somewhat encapsulates that lifestyle. Food, drinks,
a lot of local brands,
events, local brands. You know, hopefully more join us. I mean, we're one of the few only. There's only a handful of us, but hopefully, you know, more come. But the overall space, the vibe, it's like really cool.
So I was checking out your IG stories that day. I actually didn't know this, but until I saw your IG stories, you said your dad had designed this place, or tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I think when it came to the store concept, first up, I have a friend, an architecture friend who I really look up to. He's based in Dubai, working, you know, for like a really big firm. I think the initial schematics and, you know, my idea, I said, hey, his name's Warith. I said, hey Warith, you know, like need some help lah, you know, design the store, I want it to be different. So I think he stepped in first and, you know, was working a lot on the schematics and just trying to bring my ideas to life. But where Dad stepped in is like, you know, I told him, I said, hey, you know, we're going to be building this store. Obviously he's getting older, my dad's an architect as well. I was like, you know, why don't we work on it together? And me and him, you know how it works normally with like parents, right? Like normally you always fight. Like I used to work at his firm, used to fight all the time with him and argue. But I think this is one project where, you know, we're really aligned in terms of our ideas, and he managed to add a different dimension to it all. So.
What is the overall idea going into this shop?
One of the main things is actually the windows. I mean, besides wanting it to look really, really different, you know, when you obviously walk into like the main atrium, your eyes somewhat draw towards the space. A lot of the organic windows mostly derives from like, you know, we've been around now for like 13 years as a brand. And I think one of the big reasons we are still around is that, you know, constantly evolving. So a little bit of like, you know, being a little bit more organic as a brand, being a little bit more of like an amoeba, you know, throughout time.
Amoeba, all right.
Yeah, so that's, you know, that's what you see over here. A lot of the shapes are, you know, not rigid, but a little bit more flowy. And I think what brings us to that next decade or down the track is that we're going to constantly need to evolve.
All right, so tell us more about this brand. So I've been stalking you on IG. I've been wanting to ask you, you've been wearing this brand a lot for your runs, and if once in a while you cycle with this, if I'm not mistaken.
No, just running actually.
Just running. What is Atlas?
Yeah, so Atlas Collective is a brainchild of myself together with my partner Ben. Atlas Collective, first up, he always wanted to get back into running stores because he used to be with Kicks.com back in in Germany, and he was always talking to me about it, and I think he was somewhat really jealous that we had something here in Malaysia, so he wanted to do something. Obviously, it stems from our passion for running. Every time when we hang out, we always used to go for runs in the beach or different areas in Dubai. So we kind of said, why don't we create something?
Yep.
We already somewhat have the operations behind with what we built with PMC. How can we build this new brand? And I think a lot of times, right, as business owners or even creators, we just want to be able to create a product that we want to rep.
Yes.
And I think
use for our daily lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when it comes to running, what I realized is that there's only very, very, very few running brands that look good. That stems from that streetwear look and feel, and that's what we wanted Atlas Collective to be. Him being German, I think one element of it is all the material that we use is all eco-friendly, sustainable, down to the hang tags, down to the print. It was a 2 years in making project. Obviously the COVID and whatnot pushed it back, but finally got it out. What we're planning to do is a lot more community-based type events. So we've been working with different running clubs, trying to do more events. We're going to be doing a lot more sort of lifestyle events or lifestyle stories featuring runners from around the world. I think we've always spoken about being a platform for others. So the intention here is to allow other brands to come in.
Oh, okay, nice. Does that mean you'll be having different other brands in your store?
Yeah, I want to allow them to use it as a pop-up if they want to.
Nice.
So that's why this space is empty. So even for launch day event, we've got we're doing a personalization thing happening here, and then we want to do learning events as well. Can't really fit that many people, obviously, but that's also one of the reasons for APW. We can bleed out.
Nice.
You can use the space upstairs.
Yeah.
But we want to do I don't know, maybe it's how to design, how whether it be
workshop based.
Workshop based stuff.
So generally, this is where the hot items or new arrivals going to be, or?
Yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, latest collection right in front. At the moment, we've got a new collection coming in, something different that we're doing for this store as well. For PMC KL is we're going to have an exclusive range. So think of it, you can only buy it here. You can't even buy it online. You have to come here.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's going to be a PMC KL exclusive range, and that will drop on launch day. That's number one. Second of all is that I think personalization as well. People want to be able to custom their own things. So we've been trying it out. We tried at SneakerLAH with some of the tote bags that we had.
So 13 years in the game, I think this is one of a good question to sort of end the interview, right? 30 years in the game. How do you think 13 years ago when you first started and now, how big of a difference the scene is right now? Just from your standpoint, from your experience.
The scene here in Malaysia, at least, has definitely grown. I think it's grown for the better. I think even us as a brand, it keeps us on our toes, and definitely draw a lot of inspiration as well from what a lot of other brands are doing a lot of 6 stuff. So I think that's great. I think it's healthy as well for the ecosystem. But yeah, hopefully more people open up more stores, more people do more SneakerLAHs, and I think that's what we kind of need, right? That kind of healthy competition and everyone coming together. So
2 years ago, everyone's in lockdown. Everyone's online heavy.
Yeah.
And then now 2 years later, you're opening a store. How big of a difference do you think? Everyone's online. Now everyone's out of it. Do you experience that, or what do you think about that?
Definitely. I think we do see a shift in the mindset of our customer. I think a lot of people, they do want to come out, they do want to feel that vibe. And I think that's one of the reasons as well why we wanted the store.
Nice.
We do see that trend, and on top of that, obviously we want a space to call our own. So, what better, PMC KL? What's up guys, Hugh here, standing right here in PMC KL in APW Bangsar. The brand new store happening this 23rd of February 2023. A lot of exciting things for the year. Be sure to follow us at Pestle Mortar Clothing on Instagram, or you can also follow me as well at Hugh PMC. Peace.